Scaleup is a program that was created in the Northeast to try and help businesses scale and grow. There's Scaleup partners that work with clients on a one-to-one basis, trying to understand their barriers to growth and putting processes in place that allow them to overcome them and give them a clear vision and a clear purpose of how they're going to achieve their objectives. Originally banking in South Africa, but when I came across to the UK in 2006, I moved into a corporate world, and I went all the way up to a divisional managing director. I had £250 million budget, 2,500 people working for me, and I sat on the operating board of a FTSE 250 PLC. I went to Fiji to work for the International Cricket Council, came back a couple of years later and decided to go into consulting, and I've been working with SMEs and corporates as a consultant for the last 10 years. First meeting with Josh was awesome. My program director told me we've got a company that's too big for Scaleup, because Scaleup only works with companies up to 50 million. So I raced down here because it was really exciting, corporate business. And I sat with the executive and Josh, and they told me their story of how they started from zero, and at that point had turned over 75 million and were looking to more than double their business in the next 5 years. So it was an amazing experience with an amazing story, and I couldn't wait to help. It's an interesting one because I sat in the boardroom and they told me all their plans and what they were hoping to achieve moving into waste from water and then into utilities in the longer term. And I asked them something which kind of shook them in the room because they hadn't actually thought about it. And I was like, this is your current structure. To get to where you want to be, do you know what your target operating model looks like? And that resonated with all of them because they had thought about strategically raising money and all that kind of who the clients were, but they hadn't actually thought about enough on how they were actually going to deliver it operationally within everflow. Because of my experience of running multiple teams and thousands of staff, I was able to offer them some real life experiences and put some real challenges for them to think about in place that made them work on the operating model. And then frankly, I basically sit back and meet up with them regularly, critiquing the work that they did. And I think we got to a point where they created a really good operating model. And in fact, one of the key strategy decisions they made was to actually get a new chief operating officer to own it and deliver it. I put challenge in place which made them think about things. But some of the things that they have done is they've created a matrix management system within everflow. As I said, they've brought in a chief operating officer. They're thinking about strengthening and possibly bringing in non-exec directors to challenge them as the owners of the business. And they've obviously made some other really good strategic hires in the waste sector because it's an area that they moved into and they needed to strengthen their team with knowledge from the industry. Absolutely, I've just arrived at everflow today to film this session with Josh, and I'm already hearing, because I went live with the waste element of the business. They only went live 2 weeks ago. They're already getting good sales, they're already getting a large amount of broker interest, so I think the change has been really positive, and the reason why it's been successful is because they've got a really good commercial and operating structure in place now that will allow them to grow, and I can't see why they can't achieve the same numbers that they achieved in water, which essentially means they'll end up being 150 million plus business in the next couple of years.